a decision
On October
in
15th, the
this
Caribbean Court
matter.
of Justice
It is
(CCJ)
a
threw out the
unanimous
long-standing
decision
civil case
by the
filed by
court.
opposition leader Allen Chastanet against the Comptroller of Customs and Paul Noel, bringing an end to efforts to take legal action against Deputy Prime Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire in connection with the controversial Range Rover matter. However, Dr. Hilaire believes that despite the court's decision, this outcome will only intensify Chastanet's ongoing campaign against him and the governing Philip Pierre administration.
In this case, with my matter, it was about destroying me. And then by extension, the government and the Labour Party. It was about destroying me. But it will take a lot more than this. He will continue to try. And I can tell all of you here today, I am very sure, that you're already conniving and planning what next to do. Because that's the nature of the beast. You have to continue to go at it until eventually he's stopped.
Dr. Hilaire echoed the court's ruling that this was wasteful of the court's time, adding that it was primarily an attempt to damage the minister's reputation and by extension the country's in the name of politics. He pointed out that the very customs officer who initiated the case is officially now endorsed as a UWP candidate, pointing to a prolonged political agenda.
The first controller said there was no basis for that. He was removed. A second controller was put in, a female controller. She too said there's no basis for that. She was removed. And a third person was put in. And that person was not even appointed as controller. I think that person was acting controller. I'm told the person may not have even been qualified to be controller, but was acting controller. And I read a report from the individual virtually saying, I can do it, I can get it done. Of course, that person is now a candidate for the United Workers' Party.
The CCJ's ruling, Hilaire agrees, speaks to the character of Allen Chastanet.
In many ways, it really tells you of the character of the person. I mean, when a high court, an appeals court, and a CCJ can, in every instance, point to the illogicality of what you're doing, the nonsensical nature of what you're doing, wasting the court's time. But for him, what's important is that it continues to attack Ernest Hilaire. Just keep throwing dirt, keep saying things, because something must stick, or some people will believe what is being said.
The attacks went beyond just attacking the Deputy Prime Minister's character. It also aimed to damage the integrity of the country's CIP, colluding with Philip Martinez. Now they await the outcome of that matter as well.
But all along, my name has been sullied, been dirtied, and, to destroy, my reputation. But the CCJ really put it in perspective. It was a monumental waste of the court's time. So we're now waiting for the next judgment that will come, where he applied for an injunction to stop the CIP. And that one, the case was heard, July 26th, I think it was heard, or around that time, just after Carnival. So we're going to wait for that judgment to hear what the courts will say.
Upholding decisions from the lower courts, the CCJ ruled that there was no evidence the Director of Public Prosecutions had taken over or pursued prosecution of Dr. Hilaire, and emphasized that only the DPP, not the Comptroller, has the constitutional authority to direct prosecutions. The court found the legal challenge to be misguided, criticized Chastanet for misusing judicial resources, and issued no order as to costs. While the judgment avoided assessing any criminal wrongdoing, it urged clearer communication from the DPP in future matters and pushed back against claims of political bias in the court's rulings. For Choice News Now, I am Chelsea Austinay.